Our first inductee was a 2004 champion, 2017 Daytona 500 winner. He took 5 different teams to victory lane and drove for 2 other teams that he made the fans in the garage stand up and take notice. Welcome, class of 2026 Hall of Fame inductee Kurt Busch, his dad Tom Busch, and Monster Energy Motorsports Mitch Covington. Oh, here you are. Woo. How's it going? How's it going, Tom? Thank you, Mitch. All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Carl.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm ready for this with Tom here.
Oh, this guy's the best. Yes, this is going to be great.
I don't know if y'all know, but Tom is the 3rd Busch brother. Yeah, he just started a long time before the others. I need you to laugh, Tom. Come on, man.
A little closer.
Come
there.
on, man. You got this. You got this. All right, so here's what we're going to start with you, Kurt. Because it's your night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate
And
it.
well deserved. Well deserved. First Cup race was 2000 at Dover. Your last was New Hampshire. But somewhere in between, it's a tale of 2 cities. It's like you had 2 careers. You were Kurt Busch this in 2000 and Kurt Busch this in 2020. Walk me through some of that.
Well, how long do we have?
Well, we don't have that long, so go quick.
Thank you, Kyle.
Come on, Tom. There you go. There we go.
The beginning, it was fun because all's what I knew in the early 2000s, racing for Roush and Penske was the gas pedal. Yeah. That's all that I wanted. That's all that I really knew. It's what got me to Cup so quick. You know, starting out and just racing, you know, so late and yet getting there so early. Yeah. And I would say towards the end of my career, you know, finding the left pedal or finding management between the two or actually listening to guidance. Yeah. I think that was key. And some of the key people, meeting Mitch Covington with Monster Energy, you know, the sponsorship side, that really truly finally started to resonate with what was happening in our sport. It was where the team owners had the sponsorship. The drivers would just show up and race. But I'll tell you, one big moment, and I don't want to get too gushy and too heartfelt here early in the night, it was Barney Visser with Furniture Row Racing. Yeah. The time that I spent in Colorado with Barney was that extra guiding hand. And he told me, it felt like, when I raced with him, it felt like he told me this. He goes, you just need to calm down, son. Like, this is almost your last shot. And his words, his guiding hand, and working with that team, the good old school way, yeah. I think that was the reset, and that's what helped me learn things in the second half of my career. So
you talk the old school way. I want to go to Tom, because Tom taught you kids that, and you've said this, go-kart's not a toy, it's a tool. It's a tool. Tell me how you taught them car control, because this was an amazing story when you told me that you taught them car control with that go-kart.
It's kind of odd, but it was like a throwaway yard cart that we found a weed whacker motor to put on the thing. And Kurt was only 4 when he got it for like Christmas or his birthday, and couldn't reach the pedals. And I just finished painting it orange, and I really wasn't going to cut it up to move the pedals. So I actually wrote on the back. I did the throttle and hung on. And they started driving. I would just hang on to the steering wheel. Yeah. So for the first 2 years they drove, they never touched the gas or the brake. So when it was their turn to drive, when they finally got big enough to reach the pedals, it was like you'd have your clipboard and your stopwatch, and they had to roll to you to talk to you. No brakes. It's like, Dad,
So you were just sitting there somewhere.
Lawn chair.
Cul-de-sac. On the side of the road, or where, you're at the cul-de-sac?
Cul-de-sac, smashed soda cans.
Yeah.
Figure 8, oval, road course, just things to do.
So they had to roll out the throttle and stop.
They had to stop at where I was at. If they overran it, they had to do it again. If they stopped short, they had to do it again. I wanted them to know what happens when things happen.
Yeah. So you taught them that, but you also taught them how to work on cars. That's the fascinating part. But before we get to the working on cars, tell me about Kurt making napkin rings.
So it was a school project. It must have been freshman year in high school, medals maybe. And he had this beautiful napkin racks bent up. And I don't know if they told him to take them home and weld them, or if he thought if he took them home and welded them, they'd turn out better than if he welded them at school.
Yeah, the welders at the school sucked, so I was going to use his welder.
So we just had similar metal and made him practice.
Yeah.
So when it was his turn to actually weld the napkin holders together, there was 4 welds, and he did 4 good welds. I don't think he could do 4 more, but he got 4 in.
Could you weld a napkin? Could you do it today?
It was pretty raw.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of
right.
time with the grinder and the file to fix it.
No, he's always, all his race stories, he says he crashed more than he did and stuff when
Yeah.
he was a kid. It's just,
Yeah. Jimmy Spencer said he crashed more than he did, but that's a whole nother story. That's for a different time. Yeah, so he made that, but you taught him the value of understanding the car and working on your own stuff and bumper to bumper. That came from you. You're a pretty dang good driver yourself, by all indication, talking to most everybody that as the
local and
stories come
regional,
through.
sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, local racers become national racers. You're sitting beside one. I don't know if you know that or not. International racers.
But in my day, if you showed up, you had to build a car.
Yeah.
And you did the motor, and you pushed it through tech, and you got the sticker, and you raced.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I wanted him to learn how to build
Yeah.
a car.
Yeah. How important was that when you went through that process? Were there some hard? Listen, I come from it's hard working for you, Dad.
I had no idea the education and
Yeah.
the school he was even putting me through.
Yeah.
It was, this is the way it's going to be, or you can't race.
Yeah.
You know, Mom's pushing the school books on me. She's pushing baseball on me, and the garage was way more fun to hang out in. So whatever he said, I just did it, not knowing it was really an education of hard knock life.
How competitive were the 2 brothers?
Oh, just they wanted to win, but they wanted to beat each other
Yeah.
to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal brother thing.
Did you egg that on?
We were 6 years apart. There was nothing he could do to even hang with me. Like I could just plug him in the ground like a mushroom. Like if I'm 18 winning late model races, Kyle's 12 barely in a late model.
Yeah.
Or a legend car.
Just so you know, we've got a new part of the program this year. Kyle gets rebuttal time up here a little bit later. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna work with you on that one. So, but was it tough when they started running in the same division? You talk about being in 2 different. When they started running against each other, was that tougher?
The good news was they never cost each other any points.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they ran each other probably harder than they needed to.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna move to Mitch here. Okay. All right.
That was a smooth reference to
That-
we wrecked each other at the All-Star race. and
wasn't-
Dad's like, hey, no
I
points.
was not going to bring that up.
Still looking
I
for
was
$1
not
million
gonna bring
bucks,
that up.
but, you know.
So, Kurt has been a exemplary spokesperson for Monster Energy, and he's been that guy for 8 or 10 years. Tell me how it got started. Tell me how you got started with Kurt, and tell me about the race that built it.
Well, believe it or not, it started with Kyle. And we had a deal with Kyle to race Xfinity. And as the season got closer, coming into the new season, maybe Kyle had gotten in a little trouble in the truck series or something, and they says, hey, you can't race all the races. We're going to cut you back to half the races or ever how many. So Kyle calls me up one day and says, hey, I know I'm in a little trouble. I can't race the whole season anymore. How about letting my brother race the other races? And you know, he was kind of selling me on please let my brother race these races. And I said, stop selling, man. I'm in.
I get 2 bushes for the price of one.
I
Heck yeah.
get 2 bushes for the price of one. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it's just like
yeah.
I didn't know much about racing, but I knew enough to
Yeah.
who they were, right? So
So his brother got him the job.
his brother got him a job. There's no doubt about it.
It always helps to know somebody. Man.
That's
always
right.
helps.
And
You know that, Tom.
You know that.
I definitely know that, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm the poster child for that.
yeah, and then and you know another significant thing there. A few races in, Monster has still not won a race in NASCAR in any of the top 3 series.
Yeah.
And we were having a company picnic, and the race was on. It was in the afternoon, and the race was on, and we were watching it on our phones or something, and we got the word that Kurt had won the race in a monster car, and that was our first ever win in the top NASCAR series, and it was a really big deal. And but as far as back to Kurt being an unbelievable ambassador, is he did so good that I always tell our young athletes and other people that come along, if you want an example of how to endear yourself to a brand, hang out with Kurt Busch. He wrote the book for us, and we mean that. He became family with us and still is, and probably as much so as any athlete out of the thousands Monsters has over the world. Kurt Busch not only embraced the brand, he became he became a big part of the brand and still is today. And then as far as the big event, so along about 2017, Monster became the entitlement sponsor of NASCAR, as most of you guys know, and we were kind of new. I think NASCAR didn't know much about Monster, and Monster didn't know a whole lot about NASCAR, and it was a really big deal for our company at that point in our company's development and in our growth. I mean, it was a king-size deal for us, believe me. And we were nervous about the whole thing. And, you know, our senior management, Rodney Sachs, Hilton Schlossberg, Mark Hall, they all got on a plane and flew out, and it was a big deal for the Daytona 500. And we were so excited about the entitlement. And Kurt's like, I'm going to win this race. I'm going to win this race.
I was scared that the sponsorship would go away and you'd be more excited about NASCAR.
Kurt thought we were going to give all our money to NASCAR and he wasn't going to have any left, you know. So I think that motivated him. I don't know. But lo and behold, with you know, our whole company executive team there and all of our customers and everything else, Kurt wins the Daytona 500 in Monster's first ever race as the entitlement sponsor.
Wow.
And that was that was an amazing thing. And if you ask Mark Hall, who's here tonight, who kind of invented the drink, you know, what's the biggest moment in Monster sports history? And I ranked it right up there. You know, we've had some big ones like Tiger Woods coming back and winning the Masters with a Monster bag and all that. He will tell you, and I will tell you tonight, the biggest sporting accomplishment of Monster Energy over 20 years was Kurt Busch winning the Daytona 500 in 2017.
Yes.
I get chills.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mitch.
Yeah. That's cool. And listen, our time goes fast, so our time's up here. And I hate that, Tom, because I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. But I'm going to say something on a personal note. I always envisioned that 45 car going to victory lane with Adam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, always envisioned. That was my dream. And that didn't happen. But this guy took that 45 number to victory lane in Kansas. And when it was over with, he called and he presented us, my family, with a trophy from that race and a flag. And I didn't win a lot of races. But that trophy and that moment is still one of the most special trophies that I have anywhere. And it's all because of Kurt Busch. And I appreciate it more than you know. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Just leave your microphone. Yeah. Microphones are not parting gifts. Okay? That's all right.